the real topic of this is this guy needs to have a new home. I got this pot right here. I'm going to try to back up here. You see it's hand painted. It's very nice. It's a lot more pricey, but I actually like it. That's what I want to switch to, yada yada yada. But as you notice, there's a drainage hole down there. If I were to put soil right into this right now, the soil would what's the word I'm looking for? Drain out. Not bad, but you lose some. So what some people will do is they will dump sticks, debris, stones, cans, which is not a good idea. You can use sponges. If you have compost in hand, you can drop some, sticks and leaves to kind of block it up, which I find is easiest. But since I have a plethora of newspaper, what I'm going to do is just line the bottom of the pot. So now, there is a bit of a wind going on here. What I'm going to do is just line it like so. This doesn't have to be perfect. What this is going to do is going to keep the soil in place. It's going to act as a whip, or you go flying out there.
And here I'm actually making my potty mix, which is the peat moss that you see me breaking up. Which I'm going a bit slower because I don't want to have a big chunk. And I'm going to add this basic all-purpose sand here. I would recommend wearing a dust mask if you don't have, as you can see, the cloud of dust. And or some safety glasses, because you may get this debris in your eyes, which is not fun, which you actually see happen to me later on in the video. Then I will add some worm castings, which is actually the bin that you see this bucket next to, is where the worms are being kept. And I will show you how the best way to handle the material.
The sinuses are real bad today.
Now I'm going to add it to go off and get some sticks.
And if you're wondering about an easy way to feed the bees, that bucket didn't turn the way I hoped it did, and now I have some drowned bees, but it is what it is, so I have to go back to the old system. A lot more work, but it is what it is.
Now you can see me grab these sticks. I'm actually going to break them down to a certain size because they're easier for me to compact into the pot. And I will fill this bucket up all the way up. If my math is right, I calculated that pot was would take about 10 gallons of material. You see I'm just adding these sticks because, one, it has the leaves and the sticks. The plant that I will be transplanting will have something to grow into that's a natural thing. Plus, this will act as a water battery on top of the newspaper, which will actually wick the moisture out through the drainage hole instead of picking up the pot and having all this dirt fall straight out. This is not what I want to do. This is how I reduce the cost, because I can spread out my potting soil. I could buy a big bag of peat moss, spread it out twice as long. That starts adding up when you start calculating the material cost. This is why I will dump the sticks and the leaves into the pot.
Go down there.
Don't be surprised when you see it being a little more what I call being poofy, because you can just squish that stuff down, you know, quite a bit, as you can see right here. See how much that took off? And unlike stones or beer cans, that will biodegrade. Now, in order for me to mix this properly, I'm going to do what they call the pour method, which is just me dumping this in a bucket. And I will do this process several times. You see, I just got something stuck in my eye. So I said earlier, you might want to wear some safety glasses. Sunglasses, whatever you have. Once I get done with this, I will show you how I handle my transplanting of trying to maintain as much soil as I can. Though it's easier said than done. I will let you watch this as a piece. Here's the plant that needs a new home, and you also see how I handle my transplanting. What I'm going to do is shake the pot a little to get loose material and get that into the new pot. Notice I'm grabbing the plant by the root, by the crown, but now I'm not pulling. You will see what I mean in here in a second.
Root band.
Now you see how much that material helped out with the backfilling. That's what I'm trying to say. Now I don't need as much material to the front side. You see, I was gradually filling it in. I did minimum root damage. So some people like to break up the roots. That's completely on you. I just don't like to. Now I'm just going to backfill. Try to be as even as possible. And a pro tip, if you don't want to move the pot, make sure you put the pot in the first spot that you want it, and make sure that's the final spot before you go through all this hassle. Because this spot was pretty light for me to move, but it could have been a lot worse.
What is it, baby? Someone get you?
And the reason why you see me packing the soil down is because I'm trying to eliminate any air bubbles that may be in the that's the word I'm looking for, may be in between where the roots are and the material that was already placed in. So that is a natural enemy to plants, because the roots will think they're above ground and they will stop growing. So don't forget to pack the material in. Now in this situation it's not that big of a deal because the soil will constrict and compact. But this is something to be aware of.
Okay, let's get some water in here.
Now, with this soil, you have to be mindful when you water like this. That soil is so light that it's going to want to float. So please go slowly. Take your time. Otherwise, it's just you're going to lose a lot from the overflow of the water. But you notice how it's slow to sink in. But that's all about. That's about as nuts as water it's going to need for a couple days, 2 or 3 days in this heat. But you see how it's just slowly soaking up. I'm going to add some more soil to backfill since it's compacting. And that's all that is. Now, I didn't like the pot in this location, so I'm going to move it. So you will see here in a couple minutes.
That's not the best location for this, but it's not heavy at all right now. See how it looks from back here. Oh, I like that. Definitely like that. I plan to do some rearranging of the pots anyway. So that's how I do my planting. Why do I need to fill up a pot completely with soil when I can half fill it with compostable materials and save some bucks? As you can tell, I still got over a gallon in here.
But that's all it is. Everyone has a little different technique. This is my preferred way. If you find a different way, by all means. I hope this is giving you some insight. And feel free to leave a comment, feedback if you have an idea of something you'd like me to explore. So feel free to subscribe if you want. And thanks for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.